Okay, second problem, let's list the potential rational roots. I'm going to say 1. By the way, this is a 1 over here, so we're dividing by 1 each time. It doesn't really much matter in that case. And we're looking at the factors of 14. 2, let's see, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 and 14. How many candidates are there? There are going to be 8. I want to look at the easy ones first. And I'm going to look at 1. I'm going to look at x equals 1. And what would you get? 1 minus 8 plus 5 plus 14. And that's a definite no. That does not sum to 0. So this is going to be crossed off. Let's try another one. What's the next easy one to choose? Probably minus 1. Let's check that out. What do you get? Minus 1, minus 8, minus 5, plus 14. And does that equal 0? Well, that's yeah, it equals 0. So now I found a root. If I know the root, I know the factor is going to be x plus 1. Times what? Well, I'm going to do the same thing I did before. It's really not that bad to do. It's going to be x squared. I don't know the middle, the bx. That's always a tough one for me. But I do know the end. It has to be 14. And that equals 0. Now someone says, why don't you just test the other rational roots? You could, but I want to be a little more productive in saying that they may not be rational at this point. So let me erase. I'm going to erase this chicken scratch over here. I don't need it anymore. And I'm going to make some attempt to find out what the b is. And simple multiplication is really not a bad multiplication. You're going to get x cubed. And then you're going to get bx squared. By the way, you're also going to get another x squared in the multiplication. Let's keep going. So, x times x squared is x cubed, then bx squared, then 14x. Then we're going to get, like I said, 1x squared, then you get bx. And 1 times 14 is 14. So again, I want to emphasize you're getting the first and the last. It's the middle guys I struggle with. So I know that b plus 1 must be minus 8. And that means b is minus 9. All right, I want to make sure that makes sense. If I did it over here, 14 minus 9, of course, is 5. It does make sense. So now I know what b is. B is minus 9. I'm going to get my eraser out. And I'm going to erase this b over here and put minus 9 in its place. Well, let's try to factor it. What do you get? X plus 1, x and x. And what do you get over there? Looks like 7 and 2, right? Minus, minus. Now I know all the roots. And they're rational roots, by the way. The roots are as follows. Minus 1, 2, and 7. Right. I just want to go through a rough graph of it. That's the x-axis. This is the y-axis. This is very rough. The y-intercept is 14. I'll just write that down, 0, 14. And I get an x-intercept at minus 1. And at 2. Again, this point over here is going to be minus 1, 0. This point over here is going to be 2, 0. And then you get another point over here. I'll just simply say 7, 0. What do I know? Basic sign analysis on this guy over here. Really basic sign analysis. And by the way, what are we graphing out? F of x equals x cubed minus 8x squared plus 5x plus 14. Just so you get a general shape of it. So it's going to be, let's see, positive there, negative there. I know this thing's going to look sort of like this here. And then between 2 and 7, take a test point. I don't know, like 5, plug it in. What are you going to get? You'll definitely get negative over here. So that's a general shape of it. So let's look at the k. Relatively simple problem, by the way. So let's see if I've done what I was supposed to do. Did I list the rational, or the candidate rational roots that I did? 1, 2, 7, and 14 is plus or minus that. Did I verify that f of minus 1 was 0? I did. All right, I did. What else did I do? Did I continue to factor it? I did. Was I able to get this thing? Not by long division, but by reason, x squared minus 9, or multiplication. You got that. And was I able to factor it completely? Yep. What's that going to be? We did that right over here. Was able to list the roots down, minus 1, 2, and 7. Yes. Did I graph it? Yep. Remember, the graph's over here. That's kind of a rough graph. Let's look at the better graph, though. The better graph is figure 378. And yeah, I did okay. All right. Now, what I mean by that, I got the general shape of it. I really didn't get the min maxes, but I got, I knew sort of where they were. I just don't know what they are at this point. We'll talk about that. Actually, we did some of that before, but right now we're not going min max. We're getting the roots, and again the roots are as follows: minus 1, 2, and 7, as stated. Remember, you can always reach out to me if you think there's an error in the document. And my name is Ron Bannon. Email address is Bannon, that's B as in boy, the @ symbol, NNON.US. Thank you for paying attention.